Bilal Muhammad and Shavkat Rakhmonov were supposed to fight in December, but Bilal got injured. Then they were supposed to fight earlier this month, but Shavkat Rakhmonov got injured. But now they are expected to take on each other in October, according to John Anik.
Poor Bilal.
Ray.
How do you feel about poor Bilal?
How do I? Well, I'm glad that he has an undisputed UFC welterweight championship belt at home, and I'm glad that he's married to the game. And we'll see what Shavkat Rakhmonov has for him in October. Okay, Bilal versus Shavkat in October. There's your breaking news. All right,
JDM's going to fight Makhachev. Bilal Muhammad is going to fight Shavkat Rakhmonov. Brady could fight Ian Gary. Kamaru Usman is going to fight Joaquin Buckley June 14th in Atlanta. That takes care of the top 7 other than Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards could take on Michael Morales, who's ranked number 8. But Danny Rubenstein, Rakhmonov's manager, denies the fight is happening. Bilal Muhammad versus Shavkat Rakhmonov in the works for October. He says, LOL, no, it's not. Conor McGregor says he is in serious talks to buy OnlyFans, which is reportedly on the market between $1.46 billion and $2.42 billion. This comes after the owner struggled to find buyers, despite OnlyFans' $8 billion valuation. The platform has 4.12 million creators and 300 million users, but its corn-heavy reputation has scared off investors. It tried to pivot away from that explicit content in 2021, but quickly backtracked due to backlash. Merab expects O'Malley to make some adjustments and come in with a new game plan for their rematch. The first fight on 2 of the scorecards was close, 48-47, but O'Malley needed a finish in round 5 to win.
I feel good. It's my first rematch, and I feel very relaxed. I was relaxed in first fight, but now I don't want to be relaxed because now I know Sean will change his game plan and he will make some big adjustments. And I'm relaxed, but I'm telling myself, you gotta be, you gotta be motivated. You gotta be more hungry than what I was first fight.
What's happening, everybody? So this is the situation with my fight. As I've seen a few different things get said online, and you know, it's been posted everywhere from what I can see. So I think it's best you heard it from me, and I'll tell you exactly what's happened. As you all know, I was scheduled to be fighting May the 31st in Las Vegas against Ramiz Brahimaj. But with the delay of my visa, I'm still going to get the visa. It's all good there. But there's been a delay. So it means I can't get to the United States on time for the fight next Saturday. So thankfully, the UFC got me a new date straight away. And they've got me an opponent, which he's also announced this himself. So by all accounts, the fight is on. I'm fighting June the 21st in Baku, Azerbaijan, against Seok Hyun Ko. So there it is.
This U.S. versus Canada trade war is really heating up. They won't let me across the border to coach Team USA versus Canada in a Zone 5 border brawl. So I'm going to be watching it live on Zone 5 Sunday, 5 p.m. Be cheering on Team USA to kick Canada's ass. Next time I come to this border, y'all better let me cross. Let's go, Team USA. And all y'all from the U.S. better be watching this too on Zone 5, 5 p.m. Eastern. Tune in, stand up, rep your country.
UFC announces that Cody Garbrandt will be taking on Raoni Barcelos, UFC Atlanta, June 14th. Garbrandt's coming off a loss to Davison Figueiredo, while Barcelos is coming off a win over Peyton Talbot. Garbrandt's aggressive knockout-driven striking clashes with the Barcelos' technical versatility and grappling prowess. Barcelos' recent upset over Talbot shows he can handle dangerous strikers, but Garbrandt's speed and power pose a unique threat. UFC Atlanta is headlined by Usman versus Buckley. It also has other fights like Namajunas versus Maverick and Chiesa versus Corb McGee. Trevin Giles versus Andreas Gustafsson, May 31st at the UFC Apex. Giles has a lot of experience fighting some really tough guys in the UFC. Gustafsson's making his UFC debut, so sometimes guys coming out the Contender Series flop in their UFC debut, but he's a good fighter. He's active. Giles was a bit tentative in his last fight with Malott. We'll see how this fight plays out next weekend.
I hear a lot of talk of the Gypsy King returning to boxing, and I ask the question of this one. For what? What would I return for? More boxing belts, 122 of them. I'm happy, contented with what I've done, what I've achieved, what I've accomplished. Been around the world and back again. And here we are. This is what retirement looks like for the Gypsy King. Not too shabby. get my face punched in for what? What would I return for? I asked that question. I'm retired, and I'm staying retired. I've got nothing to prove to anybody, and nothing to return for. God bless you all. See you on the other side.
And Ige says 20th fight camp has begun. Never back down from a challenge. Always one punch away from greatness. Some people think he's taking on Pitbull. Pitbull and Ige were down to fight each other in the summer. They verbally agreed to that. Dan Ige has a record of 5-7 in his last 12 fights, so not a good record over the past dozen fights, but he's always competitive in these fights. Like he said, always a punch away from greatness and willing to fight anybody like he did against Diego Lopez on just a couple hours' notice. And when he wins, it's usually by brutal knockout.
The question is, are you going to fight Jones or what?
I think we'll get it. He's an unpredictable guy.
Until he falls out.
Everybody's got a different idea of like what I should do.
Yeah.
You should. Some people are like, oh, you should just leave him and he'll fight you. Or some people are like, the more you talk shit, the less he wants to fight you. I'm just like, what is this?
He said, I'm not talking shit. I just want to do it.
We're supposed to be professional fighters.
Yeah.
Fight each other. That's what we do. That's what we do anyway.
Yeah.
But how cool is it to see that championship banner hanging up in the rafters once again? I'm obviously a former CFFC middleweight champion before working your way all the way up to the highest levels of the sport in the UFC. Yeah, man, look how young I used to look. I had hair. Look at that. CFFC was a huge springboard for my last run that ultimately got me signed back to the UFC and then ran on to a title shot. So it's growing so quickly. When I walked out, there's so many people here. It's crazy. It's a pleasure to have you back for sure.
Hey, what are you doing, Bryce?
We're gonna snag this squirrel, put it in the pot. It's called a hit and run, brother. Just snag it and keep on going. There you go, baby.
This cage is my stage. Feel the tension rise. With every punch I throw, I'm reaching for the prize.